Hey guys, today I just want to make a quick video on this upcoming update that's probably going to be out within the next week or two. It's still being worked on in GitHub, but what the update is that they're implementing a cooldown for obtaining the experience boost from the faction pet. So what this means is that, let's say you join a faction and you get the experience boost, whatever it is, their 8-week boost, their 50% experience boost, and then you decide to leave that faction and you want to join a different faction. You won't be able to get that experience boost from the new faction for currently 6 weeks. That's the current number that they have. See, increased cooldown to 6 weeks. Initially, when they started this proposal, it was going to be 2 weeks, and then people provided feedback on it, and it looks like it's going to be 6 weeks. Who knows if it changes again, but that's currently where it's at. So the reason why they're implementing this update is because what people are doing is that they're joining a faction that's going to get the 8-week 50% experience buff. And then once they've done that and they eat all their food, they leave that faction and join a different faction that's about to get the 8-week experience boost as well. And this is basically just an exploit that people are doing. It was never intended for people to join factions exclusively for the experience boost and then leave that faction and join a different faction for the experience boost. You're really supposed to stay in a faction for a while because, for example, the armor that you buy, they don't work in different factions. So the devs wanted people to be working towards these armors and getting the boost from those instead of just focusing on the experience boost. So it's basically been an exploit that people have been taking advantage of to join one faction for the experience boost, leave that faction, join the next faction that's going to get the 50% experience boost, and then just keep doing that over and over. There still might be a way to kind of abuse it because let's say you're in a faction with the 50% experience boost, and then you see another faction that's at like 1 or 2 weeks. You could leave your faction after eating all the food, and then get the experience boost in 6 weeks when that other faction gets it, but you would really only be saving like a few weeks at that point, so it wouldn't be a huge exploit. Plus, you would be losing flour when you join the new faction. Plus, you would be losing any marks you obtained. So there's definitely some downsides to do it. So like, it's not as big of an exploit as it would be now because you could do it every couple weeks if there's different factions hitting the experience boost. So this basically makes it so the exploit is no longer a viable option. You can, like I said, you can still kind of do it, but it's probably better to just join a faction that you like, either based on the people who are in the faction or the aesthetics of the faction, and just stick with that one faction because the 6-week cooldown will basically destroy the exploit, which is a good thing because you're basically just taking advantage of another faction's hard work for the past 6 or 8 weeks when you were just switching different factions. So I'm glad that they fixed this, and it was long overdue. Factions still need a lot more work, but this is a good first step. That's it. Have a good day, guys. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't yet. It would help me out a lot. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Have a good day, guys. And I also want to say thank you to all the members of the channel. The current members of the channel are Raichu, Thedra, and Deucefold. Thank you very much for your support.